Welcome to part 2, Saddle Recover Project Saddle Recover part 2. So, if you remember in the last one, I'd taken the leather covering off, got the foam, decided we need to get some foam. So, bought from eBay some foam, sticky backed foam so it can be stuck on. Now, the foam that is on the saddle is varying thickness. I'm just going to turn the camera around and then we'll show you. So here we go, we've got the saddle, we've got the foam, there's a piece of foam that's come off. I measured that thickness and it tapers towards the edge of the saddle. So you can see there it tapers down as we get towards the edge. It's thicker in the centre. So we've got my digital calipers. Let's zero that. And then we can measure there. Hang on, it's difficult to do it with one hand holding the camera. So it says 2.5, 0.6, so it varies depending where you are. Now this stuff that I've bought is supposedly 3mm thick, but to me it looks more like 2. So again, we can measure that. And it does, it comes out at 3mm, 2.95. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel all this off here, and I'm going to stick a piece of that over the top, and then I'm going to try and sand the edges to create that similar profile that we've got already. Obviously you want it to be thicker here. Now that does look really thick though. It to me looks like more than... I'm going to have to hold it like this and try and measure. Sorry about the shot. So that there looks, yeah, it's 3mm just here. But I am wondering, is there 2 layers on there, or is it just the way it's torn? So we're just sort of progressing quite nicely, getting all that off there. You can see here that is definitely way thicker. That's like 4mm there, so I'm going to need to order a piece that's thicker than this. So if I put that next to that, you can definitely see the increased thickness there. So I'm going to have to try and get something a bit thicker. There we go, that's all the foam stripped off the top. Just got to now turn it over, get all the glue off around the edges. So get all that off. There's a little moulding around where to put the leather to. But yeah, I wonder what that weighs now. Let's have a look. 121 grams. There's a little nib there that we need to smooth off. It's obviously a casting nib, so I can sand that off. Yeah, not bad, not bad. But there's the foam, and you can see it's thinner to the edges, thicker in the middle. So moving on again from when you've just seen me, it's another week later. I've had a A4 sheet of sticky backed 4mm neoprene come. I'm going to turn you around. I've prepared the saddle, I'll show you that. So there we go, so I've been around, cleaned all the glue off the sides, off underneath. I've sanded the edges to smooth them off, sanded that little nib as best as I can. So that's all now ready to stick on. I've cleaned it with isopropyl alcohol, ready to go. My A4 sheets I've cut into 2 pieces roughly, so I'll get 2 saddles out of this, one there, one there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick that on there like so. Now when it comes to the other bit, it could well be better and easier to clamp it in a seat post and then clamp the seat post in the vise to be able to manoeuvre it. Yeah, all I'm going to do is peel that off there, stick that on, and then I'm going to have to trim around with a sharp knife, cut the excess off. So I'll come back to you when I've done that. Stuck on, just got to trim it off now. So yeah, looks good. So that's the foam stuck on and roughly trimmed round. Got to figure out how I'm going to tidy these edges up, because they just, if you try and cut them with a knife, they just tear. So maybe sand them, maybe something hot. I'm going to experiment on a scrap piece, and then I'll let you know how we do it before we stick the top layer on. Doing a bit more, created a pattern from the old leather, so just drawn around it, added a touch more on in the odd place here and there, and then I'm going to cut that out and I'll use that as my template to mark out my new cover material. So there's my template, mark round it with some chalk, cut it out. Right, so got everything ready now, cut it out. There's the old top layer, template, new layer cut out, saddle ready, glue. Spray the contact glue on the form, on here, put the two together. Hello Merlin! What are you meowing at? Huh? What? There we go, done it. Stretched it on, glued it on. For my first attempt, it's not bad, not happy with it, but it's not bad. My template needs to be a bit bigger, so my base piece of material cut needs more extension around here, more around here, more here, and it needs stretching a bit more because it's not quite tight enough in the middle, it's a bit bumpy. But, you know, it's probably a bit of air there actually, that'll come out. So yeah, it just needs working more I think, and sitting on. But I'm going to use this on the turbo bike, make a bigger one, make a bigger template, cut a bigger piece, have another go. Next one, I should do a better job, shouldn't I? So yeah, it just needs working. But that's not bad. Not bad. Probably could do with a bit more pressure there, just to get that bit out of there. But that's that one that I've done. This mottle in here, this pocket, is either in the glue or in this. So the way the contact adhesive sprays on, it does leave it quite rough. So you can see that's quite stretchy there. So if we go to the, here's an original fly, sorry about the light change. That's not stretchy, it's a tougher leather. That's a soft material. But comfort wise, similar. So yeah, I'm going to use this one on the turbo, see how it is. Probably going to be too soft, that material, I think. Probably need to get a better material for the top layer. There you go, that should be a bit better. So I've got light above my head. So for my first attempt, that's probably not bad. First attempt, part 2. So stay tuned for part 3 when I do the next one. At least I can use it. What's it weigh now? Let's have a look. So it was 121 before I put the stuff on. 144, so that's pretty similar to what they were before I stripped them down. So thanks for watching, see you in the next one. Maybe you find it useful, maybe you fancy having a go yourself. Bye!